Wolverine doesn't save the world in this story, he helps destroy what's left of it. Old Man Logan takes place in a future where the Marvel Universe is completely broken. Not a dark future broken, but a fully collapsed one. Heroes are gone, villains rule entire regions, the world is split into territories controlled by supervillain empires, and one of the only people still alive from the old generation of heroes is Wolverine. But this isn't the Wolverine you're used to. He's older, slower, broken mentally, and completely done with violence. At least at first, because the story slowly reveals something really important. Wolverine didn't just survive the fall of the world, he was part of it, what the world became. To understand Old Man Logan, you have to understand what happened to the Marvel Universe. At some point in the timeline, all the villains stop fighting for small goals. They stop being local threats, they take over everything. And the heroes, they lose really badly. The Avengers are wiped out in one coordinated attack, not through brute force alone, but betrayal and strategy. Wolverine, in his past, believes he's fighting alongside the X-Men during one of these major conflicts, but what he doesn't realize at the time is that he's being manipulated into helping the downfall of the heroes themselves, and that single mistake changes everything. Logan in the present. In the present timeline, Wolverine is no longer a hero, he's a farmer. He lives in an isolation with his family, trying to avoid violence completely. No claws, no missions, no fighting, just silence. Because Logan is trying to forget what happened, the world outside is ruled by villains like Hulk's twisted family empire, evil versions of classic heroes, territories controlled by criminals who now act like governments, and Logan just wants to stay out of it. But in Marvel stories like this, peace never lasts. The incident that breaks him. Everything changes when Logan is forced into a situation where he needs money to protect his family. So he accepts a job, just one job, something simple, something he thinks he can handle without going back to who he used to be. But this is where the story slowly starts pulling him back into violence. Because Logan doesn't realize he's being manipulated, and in true Old Man Logan fashion, his entire past is about to come back in the worst possible way, the truth about the fall. As Logan travels across the ruined United States, he starts remembering fragments of what actually happened, and the truth is worse than he expected. The fall of the heroes wasn't just random, it was coordinated. The villains didn't just win through strength, they outplayed the heroes. And Wolverine realizes something terrifying. He was involved in it, not as a villain in the traditional sense, but as someone who was tricked into helping the wrong side without realizing it. That's one of the darkest parts of Old Man Logan. Wolverine didn't just fail to save the world, he helped set it up for destruction. Hulk's territory. One of the most disturbing parts of the story is Hulk's kingdom. In this future, Hulk is not just Hulk. He has built an entire family empire in the wasteland. And they are not heroes, they are violent, unstable, and completely unhinged. When Logan passes through their territory, he is forced into one of the most brutal sequences in the entire story. Because Hulk's world is not about saving people, it's about dominance now. And Wolverine is forced to confront something he hasn't dealt with in a long time. Not just physical danger, but the consequences of a world where monsters won. Logan snaps back. For most of the story, Logan is trying not to become Wolverine again. He refuses violence, he avoids conflict, he tries to stay human, but the world keeps pushing him back, and eventually there's a point where survival requires him to stop holding back. And when Wolverine stops holding back in this universe, things escalate fast. Because Logan isn't just strong, he's precise, efficient, and extremely experienced in killing when he needs to. The difference is, in this version of him, he doesn't want to, not anymore. But he does it anyway. The real meaning of Old Man Logan. The deeper theme of Old Man Logan isn't about violence, it's about exhaustion. Logan is no longer a character who breaks suddenly, he breaks over centuries. Every loss stacks, every war adds weight, every death stays with him. And in this future, that emotional weight finally catches up. Because there is no hero ending left for him, just survival in a world that already lost. And that's what makes Old Man Logan so different from other Wolverine stories. It's not about Wolverine saving the world, it's about what happens after he fails to save it. By the end of Old Man Logan, the world is still broken. Nothing really gets fixed, but something changes in Logan. He stops running from who he is, because in a world like this, there's no version of Wolverine that stays peaceful forever. The claws always come back, and once they do, everything around him usually follows. And maybe that's the real tragedy of Wolverine. No matter how many times he tries to leave violence behind, the world always finds a way to bring it back to him.